Hi, everyone. Welcome to Easy Chat English Podcast, where we talk about real-life topics and help you improve your English along the way. I'm Amelia, and joining me today is Ethan.
Hello, everyone. Today's topic is one that everyone can relate to, saving money. Whether you're just starting out or trying to save for something big, we've got some great tips and stories to share with you.
Absolutely. Saving money is important, not just for those big purchases, but also for emergencies and your long-term future. We're going to talk about how we've saved money, the strategies we've used, and some challenges we've faced along the way. Let's dive right in. The first thing we want to talk about is budgeting. Now, budgeting is something that sounds boring at first, but it's really the key to saving money. It's basically a plan for how you're going to spend and save your money. Have you always used a budget, Ethan?
You know, I didn't always use one. I used to just spend my income without thinking much about it. But once I started paying rent, bills, and other expenses, I realized I needed a plan. That's when I started making a budget.
Same here. I used to think budgeting was only for people who had a lot of money. But it doesn't matter how much or how little you make. It's about managing it wisely. I found the 50-30-20 rule really helpful. It's where you spend 50% of your income on needs, like rent and groceries, 30% on wants, like eating out or entertainment, and 20% goes directly to your savings.
Yes, I love that method too. It really helped me understand the difference between needs and wants. I used to buy so many things I didn't actually need, and it really hurt my savings. Now I focus on cutting back on my wants, and it's made a big difference.
Exactly. When you start tracking your expenses, it's surprising how much you can cut back on. Things like subscriptions you don't use or eating out too often. Making those small changes can really help you set aside more money for the future.
And don't forget to plan for unexpected costs, like car repairs or medical bills. That's why having a budget is so important. It keeps you from being caught off guard. Now that we've talked about budgeting, let's move on to saving strategies. There are so many ways to save money. And what works for one person might not work for another. What's your favorite way to save, Amelia?
I'm a big fan of automatic transfers. Every month, I set up my bank to automatically move a certain amount of money into my savings account. It happens without me even thinking about it. That way, I'm not tempted to spend it.
That's a great idea. I used to struggle with that. If I saw the money in my checking account, I would spend it. Now I do the same thing, and it's helped me build up my emergency fund much faster. Having that safety net feels great.
Yes, an emergency fund is a must. You never know when you'll need it, but when you do, you'll be so glad it's there. I also try to save a percentage of my income every month, usually around 10%, and it adds up over time.
I like that approach too. Another strategy that's helped me is to think about long-term goals. For example, I'm saving for a big vacation. So I created a separate account just for that. It keeps me motivated to save because I know it's for something fun.
That's a smart idea. One thing I've had to watch out for is impulse buying. You know, those times when you see something in the store or online and you just buy it without really needing it?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. I used to do that a lot, especially with sales or discounts, but now I try to wait 24 hours before buying something. If I still want it the next day, I'll go for it, but most of the time, I realize I don't actually need it.
Let's talk about frugal living. Now, being frugal isn't the same as being cheap. It's about being smart with your money and making the most of what you have. Do you think you're frugal, Ethan?
I think I am. I've learned how to stretch my dollar over the years. For example, I cook at home more often instead of eating out. It's healthier and much cheaper.
Same here. I used to spend so much money on coffee every morning. Now I make my own at home and save a ton of money over the month. Little things like that really add up.
I also use coupons whenever I can. Some people think using coupons is old-fashioned, but hey, why pay full price when you don't have to?
Exactly. I love finding cost-effective ways to save. Whether it's using coupons or buying in bulk, it all helps. Plus, it feels good to know you're being smart with your money.
Of course, saving money isn't just about putting money away. It's also about avoiding debt. Credit card debt can be a huge problem if you're not careful.
Yes, I've seen so many people struggle with debt because of high interest rates. It's so easy to get caught in that trap, especially when you're spending more than you earn.
That's why I try to only use my credit card for emergencies or things I can pay off right away. If you carry a balance, the interest adds up so quickly.
I've been working on paying off my student loans, and it's been tough. But I know that becoming debt-free is one of the best ways to improve your financial health in the long run.
Definitely. Paying off debt can feel overwhelming, but tackling it bit by bit really helps. And once you're out of debt, you have so much more freedom with your money.
Now, let's talk about saving for the future. Whether it's for retirement, buying a house, or even just saving for a big purchase, long-term goals are so important.
I've been saving for a while now, and one of my main goals is to build a strong retirement fund. Even though it's still years away, I know it's better to start early and let compound interest work its magic.
That's so true. Compound interest is amazing. It's basically where you earn interest on both the money you've saved and the interest you've already earned. It really helps your savings grow faster.
I also have a small nest egg for emergencies and future plans. It's not huge, but I try to add to it whenever I can.
That's a great strategy. Having a nest egg gives you peace of mind, knowing that you have something to fall back on if needed. I'm also saving for a down payment on a house, which feels like a big goal, but I know it's possible with time.
Absolutely. The key is to be consistent and stay disciplined with your saving. It's not always easy, but it's worth it in the long run.
Before we wrap up, let's share some final tips for saving money. One thing that's helped me is setting small, achievable goals. It's easy to get discouraged if you try to save too much too quickly.
Great point. I'd say another important tip is to have the right mindset. Saving isn't about depriving yourself, it's about building a better future, and you don't have to save a lot all at once. Even small amounts can make a big difference over time.
Exactly, and don't forget to reward yourself once in a while. It's okay to enjoy your money. Just make sure it's part of your plan.
Well said. Thanks for listening, everyone. We hope you picked up some useful tips today and feel inspired to start or continue your saving journey.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. Remember, saving money is a marathon, not a sprint. Stay consistent, stay focused, and you'll get there. Until next time, take care and keep saving.